And then just like, here's our pride and joy. Snots. And they call him that because he's fucking got this sinus infection that basically is covered in snot all the whole time.
Oh my god.
The dog rules.
Oh my god, I love Snots.
Oh, Snots is awesome.
He's a good boy.
And then and they're basically, it's just like he's like, where the fuck did you come from? And they're just like, we drove up in the RV and it was a surprise. And the somewhat normal of the two, Catherine, is sort of like, we wanted to call, but Eddie wanted it to be a surprise. Clearly she loves him, but she's the one who's a little more logical.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea, but I'll go with him because he, I don't know. I really don't know why she goes with him. She seems somewhat intelligent, so I don't get it. But, so they just like, you can stay kind of thing. And it's like, well, we're cool in the RV, but you want to take the kids. And they do. And it's just like, make sure you get everything. Because, like, we want some alone time. It's like, just make sure you grab all the kids' things. Don't forget the rubber sheets and the gerbils.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What is any of that? What do you... Whoa.
I don't
Magical
understand
Christmas
that.
time, Eddie. Whoa.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Like, is that a line that somebody wrote, or is that just Randy Quaid going, like, the rubber sheets in the gerbils?
Much like Chevy Chase, a lot of what Randy Quaid said was improvised.
Like, woof. Because that line just gets thrown out there, and I think that's the final line of the scene.
It is.
And you're like, wait, what? What did he say?
No, because she giggles and runs away.
Yeah.
That's the last part of the scene.
All right. Cut to Eddie in his famous white sweater and Dickie.
And Dickie that you can clearly see through. Which is an outfit I will be wearing to Christmas one day. It will happen. With the cup that I still cannot fucking find.
I have one.
Hallmark, stop bringing them out.
I have one.
Fucking goddamn the Wally World mugs. I want one so bad, and they don't fucking make them anymore.
They do.
Where?
Spencer's Gifts might have it.
I need to find one.
Yeah, Spencer's Gifts might have it.
Would you believe that we, at my store here, we sell, like, tumblers for Wally World?
Yeah.
We don't have the fucking mugs.
Yeah.
I'm so mad.
Also, if you try, not to get free plugs, but Retro Festive, they also have it.
Yeah.
They have the thing at the X every year.
Ah, right.
Also, I got mine winners.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
The last couple of years, I got
lucky. Them. But yeah, I have one, and I use it every year for my eggnog. He explains, he first explains Snots. It's like he's got a little Kentucky leg hound in him.
Yeah, like
if you humps your legs, it's best to just let him finish.
Let him finish. And then he's drinking the water, and he's just like, a little tree water won't hurt him. It's like, no, if he drinks the water, the tree will dry out.
Foreshadowing.
For the weirdest Uncle Lewis moment, but I'll explain that after. So he starts talking about, like, where the kids are, the other kids that we've actually seen in the past. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, one's in the clinic for wild turkey addiction.
Yeah.
So clearly she's a drunk. And the oldest boy, he's ready for his career. College? No, carnival.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yep. He talks about the fucking goat head lady. He's like, you ever seen her? It's like, she's ugly as sin, but sweet as hell, and a damn good cook. The
Explains her horns.
Yeah. Breaks his little spinny thing, which is one of my favorite moments. It's like, it's just sitting there, and he just sort of looks at it, and taps it, and breaks it.
And goes, eh.
He's like a cat.
And moves on to, like, the walnuts, and, like, completely massacres one, and then kind of gets a bit out of it.
Yeah, it's... Damn,
just a tornado of just chaos.
Yeah. That there Clark's an RV.
Traded the house for it.
Yeah. No, my buddy got the house. Yeah. I got the RV. That was his way of getting down here.
Yeah.
Or so we think.
Cut to Clark in Mrs. Shirley's office. Mm-hmm. He gets something that I've never understood.
I know what it is.
I've never understood this.
Mm-hmm.
Why get your boss a gift?
Oh.
That's what I don't get.
It's just a nice thing to do, and it's kind of your way of making sure that you get a good bonus.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
But I know what the gift is.
Yeah?
Somebody actually looked it up and figured out what it could have possibly been.
Because that's the thing. He puts it down, and it's literally the same gift.
So
put it over there with the others.
Yeah, everybody got him the same gift. It's a pen and pencil set. It's a fancy pen and pencil set, which was really big.
How'd they figure that out?
In 89. Because it was really huge in 1989.
Yeah. And then did they, like, size it up?
They did, yeah.
See, this is what I love the most about the internet. You know you're going to find someone that just has literally nothing to do.
Yes.
They watch this movie once and go, I need to know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it their life's mission to do it. And then they put it online. You're like, and now we all have the anecdote.
In all fairness, what it really is nothing. because it's clearly just boxes that were wrapped. But the only thing it could possibly be that they would give their boss would be that.
Well, Mr. Shirley is, his cup runneth over of stationery.
Yes. And he's talking about it. He's like, oh, he's talking to him and calling over because he's at the end of a very large table. And he's talking to him. He's like, oh, just, Merry Christmas, everything like that. And the boss is just fucking done talking to him because he asked him to write a report and he asked that he hoped it did well. And he's like, I'm sure it did. And he goes, okay, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm in the middle of a call. Picks up the phone. Get me somebody. Anybody. Okay, get me somebody while I'm waiting.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Brian Doyle Murray is awesome.
And the thing he's working on is the thing he uses to spread all over his...
No, it's actually a different one.
Is it?
He's working on a non-nutritive... I remember this very clearly. A non-nutritive cereal varnish that coats the flake from your cereal so that the milk can't penetrate it.
Yeah.
That's what he's working on. He has a different thing that he's using on the sled, which is a cooking oil that is like 10,000 times more slippery than fucking Pam. It's like, what the fuck? I want to work at this company.
You got to keep that away from my head, Clark, because he explains his plate.
The metal plate in my head, they had to replace it with a plastic one because every time Catherine would fire up the microwave, I'd piss my pants and forget who I was for a half an hour or so. So the one over here is just plastic. So if I get this dented, well, my hair just ain't gonna look right
because it's on his part.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
I don't want to go down that hill with nothing protecting my brain than a piece of government plastic. I've seen this movie way too many
he fires himself down the thing.
Yeah,
this is what I don't. And I think I'm not. It's my only issue is that it's
too cartoony.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing of him just like launching himself and he becomes the Roadrunner all of a sudden, right?
That scene where he goes through the 3 fucking standing snowbanks will always make me laugh. Yeah. I will allow it just because of that. Because of the way he does it of just like whoomp, whoomp, whoomp. Just, it's too cartoony. It makes no sense. It comes out of nowhere. But I'm okay with it.
And then he ends up in a parking lot at Walmart, God knows how far down. But they still talk to him like he's close by.
No, they never talk to him. He just sees him.
Oh, okay.
So supposedly this is where, because this was also improvised by Randy Quaid, where he just goes, bingo.
Yeah.
I don't think that means anything. I don't think he was necessarily seeing him. I think he was just like, well, we don't know where the fuck Clark just went.
Because there are other scenes in this movie that if you took him out, it wouldn't matter. Like the department scene and stuff. So
a lot of the stuff. But it's just there for comedy.
Yeah, it's just there for yuck.
It's a night in their life.
More Clark and Bill stuff where he's explaining the pool to him, and he has a little thing.
He somehow has a model made up, and he's asking if, like, hey, did you ever see the?
Have you got your bonus?
And he said, well, the kid said that the company messenger said, I assume that's what it is.
The courier drops something off today, so
I guess that's what it is. Like, oh, okay. He's like, well, yours will be here, but if not, have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and if we never see Bill again.
Yeah. He went to go take over for Alan Thicke in Growing Pains, I guess.
Clark then has his pool dream, a lot similar, kind of. I mean, at the end of the dream to Judge Reinhold in Fast Times.
Yeah, basically they're ripping off Fast Times. Where basically, he starts with he's like enjoying the family, even cousin Eddie enjoying the pool, and then
the song my wife sings from time to time, this Hawaiian Christmas song,
Melikaliki Maka. And then it cuts to the model from earlier, pretending to be a store clerk. And she just starts taking her gear off, jumps in the pool, comes out, and then...
I do like that she throws it, and even though he has a vision, it still hits the window. It hits the window, and I'm like...
And then cut to Ruby Sue coming down the stairs, and she's like, Santa Claus, and he just jumps because he just doesn't... And he's like, huh. And she says, they have a bit of a heart-to-heart of...
I'm shocked they don't have him cover his crotch. I guess that's just inappropriate.
It's a little too vulgar because unlike the other ones,
to a child,
the rest of them are rated R. This is PG, so I think that's a little bit too vulgar.
Far. Yeah. Fair enough.
They do that.
So he doesn't have a heart-to-heart with his son. But he does have a heart-to-heart with Ruby Sue.
Ruby, yeah. Ironically, though, I was cutting. We'll talk about it later, but there's something about a heart-to-heart that I think is an interesting point. But whatever. So
she's shitting bricks. Hey,
you shouldn't say that.
Shitting
rocks. Because basically, what she's saying is that.
Santa's not coming.
Santa's not coming. Like, they basically said, Santa's not coming this year. And then he's like, well, if you're good, Santa always comes. She goes, well, we didn't do anything, and Santa didn't come last year either. And he goes, huh, okay, well, I happen to know. So he starts to
piece it together.
Yeah, and he sort of goes, okay, well, I happen to know that Santa comes here every year, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
basically going, well, I gotta have to take care of it now.
Mm-hmm. And then she sort of goes, are you sure you're not Santa Claus? He said, I can't even afford to be an elf. Because he's already put money down on the pool. Yeah. That's the whole reason why he needs the bonus, because he's put money down and he's fucked if he doesn't.
Cut to probably the most iconic scene of the film, of with like a tuba-filled like song, like do-do-do-do-do-do. And it's...
Because basically Clark comes down the stairs. Hang on. Clark comes down the stairs, sees the family arguing, goes, fuck that. They're having breakfast. He's like, nope, I'm good. And he stands outside looking outside, and he sees fucking Cousin Eddie. And then he goes, okay. And then Ellen just sort of goes, what are you doing? And he's just sort of sitting there, goes like, I'm just enjoying the winter morn. You know, the birds chirping, the cold air, an asshole in his bathrobe, emptying a chemical shitter and chemical toilet into my sewer. What? And then she looks and sees it, and he just goes, shitter was full.
Shitter's full.
And then he...
It's the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the tuba.
Yeah, and he's sitting there drinking a beer, smoking a cigar, and he's just like, life's good, and he's just emptying the shitter.
I have that pop vinyl, it's great.
Of course. And he's just sitting there going, like, you know... then Clark just goes, it's a chemical toilet. If he does that, like, that's completely illegal, and I pity anyone who drops a match within 50 feet.
Foreshadowing.
And then,
same character, by the way.
Yeah, twice now. And then fucking Todd pops out, and he just goes...
Going for a run.
Yeah. And he's, like, stretching and shit like that, and then he just looks over and sees Eddie, and he's like, the fuck? And then...
he smells it.
Eddie just looks at him and just goes, Merry Christmas! Shitter was full.
Shitter's full. And then he runs... I love it. He runs back inside in fear. Like,
yeah, like, Jesus! And then you cut to Eddie looking at the saucer sled that basically... got
shredded.
And he's looking at it and go, okay.
Them shopping.
Fantastic fucking
Them shopping. This is where Eddie kind of just comes clean.
In one of the greatest visual gags that I didn't get until 4 years ago. It never fucking occurred to me with the stuff that Eddie's putting in the cart.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever even noticed it. So he's talking to him, and he mentions that, like, you know, he admits that, like, yes, we're having financial troubles. The RV's not mine. I had to sell the house to keep us afloat, and I bought the RV and everything like that.
Ran into town on our last bit of gas.
And he's putting in these bags of fucking dog food.
Ginormous.
And right before Clark makes the offer, Clark's putting stuff in the thing too, but it's like smaller stuff. He picks this tiny ass thing of fucking light bulbs, puts it on top of the fucking of one of the things, and Cousin Eddie grabs the biggest bag of dog food and fucking slams it down, and you hear a crash. So he basically destroyed the light bulbs. I never saw that until like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's
I don't think I noticed that.
Great little fucking moment. Because like at first I noticed it, I was like, holy shit, he broke the light bulb, and then I rewound it like a few years back, and they actually threw in the sound of it breaking. So it's done. It's in there. Anyway, so he basically says like, hey, we're gonna get your kids stuff for Christmas because
I'm gonna take care.
I'm gonna take care of it. And he's like, no, I can't. He goes, we're gonna do it anyway, so just allow it. And he goes, okay. And he gives him this giant.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
list.
like, well,
I happen to have the list.
Pulls out this giant list.
It's Cousin Eddie, and I do, and more foreshadowing. He goes, I want to get you something real nice, Clark. I don't know what it is yet, but I want to get you something really.
Well, no. He says, why don't you get yourself something? Like, for you.
Yeah.
I want you to get something for yourself.
No, he says, I want to get you something. Yeah.
Okay.
He does say, I want to get you something real nice.
Again, foreshadowing. And the bringer of some of the foreshadowing appears.
Yes.
Uncle Lewis and Aunt Bethany.
Some of my favorite lines are from these two.
Oh my god. Aunt
Holy
Bethany
shit.
is the
Aunt
most
Bethany,
adorable little thing of all time.
And Uncle Lewis is exactly who you would expect to be married to her.
Yep.
This is when she first starts out. Immediately, it's just like, is your house on fire, Clark?
No, Aunt Bethany.
Don't throw me down, Clark. I won't, Aunt Bethany. And then, fucking, so they take Uncle Lewis's hat, and the fucking toupee goes with it. And Catherine's like, oh shit. And Clark's trying to put it back on his head, and she's just like, oh, Aunt Bethany, you shouldn't have done that. I mean, the presents. And Aunt Bethany goes, oh, did I break wind? And then Uncle Lewis, in his typical, is like, Jesus, did the room clear out? No, she means presents. You shouldn't have brought presents.
It's, you know what it is? It's their voices.
Yeah, their voices are amazing.